It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my homeboy, Lucky Wilson Diaz. Check out his YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this video, man. Hit the link down below. We got the HiveMindLabs.com, okay? Super fat burners, where we gonna unbig your back, okay? Lose all that back fat by healthy eating and exercise. And then take these super fat burners because they'll give you the nutrients you need to lose all that extra weight. Now, we got a special guest who I want to bring to the table because this guest been blowing the internet up. I mean, with situations from getting flown out and having a altercation in the airport to all the way to an altercation in the streets. I want to introduce y'all my friend, AK Suraci. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up?
Man, girl, you been hot in these streets.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
So if y'all been stuck under a rock, AK Suraci has some situations, and we're gonna get into all those situations. One that happened at an airport, or it happened at the hotel or airport, and then some other situations that we're gonna get into. But first, AK Suraci, you are a female music artist out of
Yeah.
Chicago, right?
Yep.
Or Chicago
Yes,
area or Chicago?
Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago. Yeah.
What you represent, South
Not
Side or the suburbs?
South Side all day. People be saying they from Chicago, but they be suburban. Like that's Chicago area. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, how long have you been doing music?
I've been doing music pretty much all my life. Like my people had me in talent shows. I had me acting and modeling and stuff like that. And it was pretty much a family thing that we do when it's just nothing to do and we put on talent shows for the family. And that's when like everybody would discover what can they do? Can they rap? Can they sing? Can they dance? And then in that moment I just figured I could do everything. I wasn't the rapper though. Like it was my cousins and my god cousins. They was rappers. Like I was just a singer and a dancer. So I didn't really start rapping um till like I got on my own and I went to a studio, and
Hmm.
that's how that happened for me pretty much.
Have you done anything with any other Chicago artists?
I've met other Chicago artists before, but as far as any collabs, not yet.
I'm gonna be honest. I think like being a woman in a game, especially coming up, I think like people will try to take advantage of their status to, so do you ever encounter some stuff like that where like people they see you're a nice looking woman and you trying to get in, they just be like they got their own agendas for like,
Rather than trying to do business,
yeah.
absolutely. I've come across that plenty of times, and I'm not really fond of those type of relationships.
Mhm.
Because it's kind of like a gatekeeping relationship. Because it's like if you do, you damned if you do it, you damned if you don't. If you do it, now everybody gonna be like, "Oh, you did this to get on," and then it's not even necessarily that they still gonna put you on. And then if you don't, then you just gonna be out of the loop. Period. So
Yeah, yeah, that's how it be.
yeah.
So you as far as an artist, you write and produce, or do you just I mean, how's your music abilities? How far does it expand you?
I'm pretty diverse when it comes down to everything with my music, and I control a lot. Um, I'm in the midst of producing, but I don't. I know a couple ones or tools on the engineer, but I would rather stick to the artistry of it. I do 100% write all of my raps. I do pick all of my beats, of course. um, and like my videos, I pretty much have 100% of the creativity that comes behind it. So yeah,
Oh, for sure, for sure.
yeah,
So we talked about some of your music, and we are about to premiere one of your songs. Well, we ain't gonna premiere it to the world now. Most of the
right,
world, the messy world, who wanted to see the mess.
right.
Let's talk about your song "Crashing Out" and the inspiration behind it, and then we're gonna get into the video.
Crashing Out pretty much came from when I was in Orlando, supposed to be going to Disney. My first time, and of course my little one's first time. My big ass definitely wanted to go to Disney World. I wanted to see Mickey too. Shit, fuck is all.
Ah,
So I'm like, I'm just chilling or whatever. My manager like, he like, man, I didn't know this shit was blowing up like that. I'm like, right. I'm like, I just hopped off live because people was commenting on my TikTok, and it was just like, it just hit 3 million on TikTok. I mean on Twitter, 2 million on here. I'm like, what the like, I'm like, can we capitalize off this shit? He like, the only way we're gonna be able to do that is if we make a song and do a video. He like, I'm finna he looking for a studio out there in Orlando. We went to Fat. Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, it's a Orlando studio. It's like
mhm.
Fat something, and I'm so sorry I can't think of it right now.
So you was
um,
still out there. So
yes,
was you?
I
So
was
you was
still
able to?
I was still out there. I got me a ride. I got me a ride that came to come scoop me. I got people out there too though. They came to
Okay.
come scoop me. We went to the studio. I wrote that shit in like 30 minutes, and boom. And then on top of that, like I really only wrote one verse. I wrote one verse. Dude, he like, look, you don't want to write another verse? I'm just like, it's not really nothing that's I'm taking serious like that. He was just like, but usually when females, he's like, I record a whole bunch of females that do stuff like this, and this one they go the hardest more. So like it took me like 10, 15 to like write another one, only because I wanted to make sure I was just saying something decent.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I only had 2 hours to do this. So I recorded my part. I kind of feel like it was pressure. Like I think he wanted to see could I do it. So I had wrote another part, and then yeah, I just went with it. Like the second verse, I had wrote that in the studio. So
Okay. Well, the interesting backstory to Crashing Out, which
the
is a
inspiration was to turn a negative into a positive, because a sad chick, that shit don't reside with me. Like, come on now. Like, let's just get that
yeah.
out there. Yeah.
So let's get into it. Crashing Out. This is AK Suraci, man. Y'all check it out. Oh
Both are a room in the same hotel. That's your kids and everybody's thing. Yeah. You did that? Never crashing out, always cashing out. I just caught a flight, got them tricking. All paid expenses, got these bitches dissing. Princess cut diamonds, looking like it's Disney. Going outside, who me? Got them wishing, knock it off. These boys are all the same, can't be fucking with a lame. Caught her with your hoochie, book a flight, it's a movie. I don't care about your bitch, it's the principal. Trying to school me like a student, nigga, I'm the principal. Who are you, bitch, a nanny? What you get him, Dodry? What he give you, candy? It's a thin line between love and hate. Hating hoes ain't happy, happy hoes living great. Baby, I'm kicked, that's for sure. Same flight, same hotel. You ain't got no game, nigga, I could tell. Step your game on. Me? Crashing out? Nah, I be swerving. Yeah, it's giving water park, 4 a.m. you surfing. I like you ain't know me now, I'm that bitch they wanna know. Never catch me without them kids, they not mad? That's a no. I got my own bag, yeah, he already fucking know. I'm worth the flight in the wrist, that's why he flew me out. Look, ho, play my part, keep it cool, that's some sad bitch shit. Never signed up for that list, I'm on princess shit. Keep it P or keep it pushing with that fat ass butt. I know my cat got your tongue, saying my name, saying you love me. He love me not. This cash flow, another stop. Baby, if I'm tripping, it's on the flight, not about you. All about my Benjamins, all about my dividends. Put an ad on it, yeah, put me in your mentioning. I just caught a flight, got them tricking, all paid expenses. Got these bitches dissing. Princess cut diamonds, looking like it's Disney. Going outside, who me? Got them wishing. Every time. I just caught a flight, got them tricking, all paid expenses. Got these bitches dissing. Princess cut diamonds, looking like it's Disney. Going outside, who me? Got them wishing. Every time. Never crashing out, always cashing out. Never crashing out, always cashing out. Run it up. Never crashing out, always cashing out. Ching, 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 bring the bad bitches out. Tell it like it is, I'm the baddest bitch you know. Cooler chick, street legit, I be sticking to the code. Never been a pick me bitch, I always been a pick. Tic-tac-toe, exit nigga out real quick. I remember when they doubted me, now they say they're proud of me. Brought that bitch right up out of me, now they hit it, they doubted me. I walk in a room, giving confidence. I'm a business, I'm a brand, it's a confidence. Bitch who always gorgeous, I sit with importance. Hopping out of foreigns, I made you important. Shipping in, shipping out, flew out, it's important. I was looking gorgeous, I move with importance. I just caught a flight, got them tricking. All paid expenses, got these bitches dissing. Princess cut diamonds, looking like it's Disney. Going outside, who me? Got them wishing. I just caught a flight, got them tricking. All paid expenses, got these bitches dissing. Princess cut diamonds, looking like it's Disney. Going outside, hit me, got them wishing. Every time, never crashing out, always cashing out. Never crashing out, always cashing out. Run it up. Never crashing out, always cashing out. Ching, 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 bring the bad bitches out.
Man, bring the bad bitches out.
Y'all have to.
Yeah.
You know his big mama. At all? He told y'all his baby mama and I just. Yeah, he said my baby mama popped up. I'm your baby mama. And you just.
That's from the video.
So let me tell you about that part. My engineer thought it was so funny to do that, and I was just like, cause mind you, you probably don't know this, but I recorded it out there, but he didn't put any effects. He didn't do none of the nothing. Like when I got back to Chicago is when we did everything. Yeah. So this was the finished version. I didn't do the mixes. They did all of this. They pulled something from YouTube or whatever they got it from, and they did that.
Boy, that nigga's a genius. You keep him on payroll because that I mean that makes the song like everybody knows it's like okay, you know.
Right, and then you put that in so
yeah.
But of course, it looked like I was on some slime ball shit, I guess. But as an artist, I had fun. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it, capitalize on the moment. Why not? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get it totally. So that was Crashin' Out. Y'all can catch her on YouTube. It's AK Suraci, and the name sake that'll tell you like just YouTube her name. Go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Check out her music videos. You got one up last week, one up a month ago. I see some consistency.
Yeah.
With your content. So everybody was like,
I don't have time for BS. I don't have time for BS.
It's like you just doing this so you can sell some records. You've been doing this.
I've been doing this.
Shit, tell them. It's just another way to get you elevated.
Exactly.
Why not? People be tripping. I see the comments. Have you been focused on the comments?
I've been out of the comments. The only thing that I was in, like when I was in Orlando and I was in my room, of course I was more focused on like what was being said. Some things, not all. But that was because we was in a room, and it was after the situation, it's like they brought down some bad energy. It was a tropical storm the entire time. Nobody went to Disney. Nobody. The entire time.
Oh yeah, you sure right. It was because I was kind of watching. I think I seen another video of yours where you was talking about it was how it was raining.
Yeah, they was like, I would have I would have got that $1,000, enjoyed my trip. Have y'all ever been to Disney? Have you ever been to Six Flags? First of all, if Six Flags is $14, $16 for a funnel cake,
yeah.
What do you think is doing at Disney? A Benz?
That's what I thought too. I was like, dang, $1,000. I think you can wiggle something. But then I think about it, I'm like, damn.
Rooms, food, Ubers. Like for 4 days, $1,000. Y'all gotta be out of y'all mother.
It's $60 a ride in Uber, no anywhere. Shit, don't go nowhere in Dallas or Houston when I Uber. Man, well I don't Uber or Lyft, but when I Uber, I never Uber. But I guess the word, just use the word. That shit was expensive no matter where I went because Everything was everywhere. Shit, I was like, shit, man, I might as well just goddamn walk over here to get me some damn Five Guys burger. If I'm gonna spend $20 at Five Guys, I'm gonna spend 40 trying to get there.
You
Shit.
definitely spending 2025 at Five Guys.
Yeah. All right. So this what all got us here today is you was talking to a guy, and at 5 a.m. or no, was it 5 a.m.? He
It was
reached
5.
out to you,
Technically, it was 5.
and he reached out to you and said, "Let me take you to Disney."
Well, he sent me the flights and said that I want to go out of town. And I was like, for real? Like, I'm going back and forth with him a few, like, for real? Like, because I've known about this trip since January. And I never
Wait,
said, like,
wait. That's another thing that confused people.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That you know about the
About the
trips.
trip.
Yeah.
So we were just cool. It was never no, you meet my kid, I meet your kid. We go out on kid dates with each other. So we would talk up to each other and confide in each other about our children and things that we go through with our other with the other parent. Like, I know a lot of business about the other parent and why he stepped in so much and why he's like, to me, he makes it seem like he's a full-time father. And so he confided in me with things like that. So he painted the picture that he was just such like dad of the century. Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
So like when it came down to my shorty, you know what I'm saying? Like, he will always have sympathy when it came down to me and my situation with the other parent and stuff like that. So it's things that nobody knows about my situation that he does. But he never played dad or anything. So it was just a conversation about like, yeah, I'm gonna take the kids here, I'm gonna take the kids there, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so it be conversations. It's nothing like he just explained to me like, oh, this, that, and third. Like, so it's like when he said that, I'm just like, you've been planning this trip. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, why all of a sudden you invited me? Like, I'm thinking like, oh wow, like, is he trying to like take the next step in our friendship or whatever? Because like now I'm pretty sure if I come out there, I'm going to meet your children.
Yeah.
And we talked about like not doing that if we're not going to be on no serious things. So it's not like he think I'm delusional about us being together, or I think he's delusional about us being together. We know where we stand with each other. We knew that it was not that. And I've always, like, when a guy first asked for my number, the first thing that I ever asked a guy, are you married? Do you have kids? Do you have a girlfriend? I never court guys. I feel like I'm too flat for that. So of course he asked me for my number.
That nigga's a certified cheater. Shout out to him. Cause he didn't mention that. But so when so y'all had established that y'all weren't talking, because I remember you saying, y'all was at that point, but then you had to fall back. You was like, nah, this ain't what I want. I want something. Not you want someone else. You just said that situation with him. But this was before y'all the Disney thing came up. So when people say that you was, doing all this,
they felt like I was contradicting, mainly because I was getting a lot of people reaching out about interviews, and my manager was telling me, I mean, if you want to entertain the conversation, you can, but don't try to give too much away. It's going to take away from you doing an interview. So now that like a lot of people have reached out to me, but they've been like big people too. And it's just like, they wanted me to fly here, but like they would want to give me to do it, but we haven't got the chance to do it. Like, and you just hit me up and we just did it. So I feel like it should have been that easy. So like now I could be able to say like, it wasn't a contradictory when it came down to it. It really just was I wasn't just saying too much about it. I was giving bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Cause of course, like, so with you, well, we're gonna get into it, but like with you recording it.
Yeah.
they, you know, they kind. I'm kind of skipping ahead. Let's go back to
Okay.
the Disney thing, and I'm gonna
Okay.
try to remember that for
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
So he reaches out to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, "Okay, I'm down. I'm packing me and my kid up, and
Yeah. We're talking the whole day before the flight. Like, I'm like, you really like let me know right now so I can go to the bank. And I'm like, you're going to the bank this late to get flights? And I'm thinking to myself, like, why do you got to take out money to get flights? Don't you just put that on a card? Like, I'm thinking about all of this stuff. And the reason why I'm up this late, I usually don't be up that late unless I'm doing some deep cleaning. And I was doing my hair, doing my lashes. Like, I was just doing girl stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the weekend. I didn't really have, was it the weekend? Something like that. Yeah, it was the weekend.
oh
So
man,
I ain't had nothing else to do the next day type stuff. So
yeah,
I'm just getting myself together, and I probably was gonna go live like I do, and talk to the people, whatever. I want to make sure I was cute. Um, and here he go disturbing my peace, talking about going to Disney, and I was like, what, really? So the next day, I was gonna buy my baby a suitcase. He
well,
calling
he didn't
me.
disturb your peace just yet.
No, not just yet.
You
No.
you was happy. You was like, oh shit, we got something to do for the
Yeah.
weekend.
Right. I'm like, yeah, we got something to do for the weekend. Like, and I've gotten flown out last minute. Like, I've gotten flown out to Metro Boomin's party. Like,
Yeah.
I've been places before, and no weird shit has happened. So while people want to talk about being flown out and this and the third, like, I do this. This is normal to me. And he's not a stranger. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's just because I didn't know where he lived. He had moved. He moved to somewhere else, and I had never been to that place. I had like never known about any situation he had going on. One, because of the children, and you know, so okay.
Well, one thing he didn't lie about was, his situation with his baby mama and not the girl that
He
actually
didn't lie
showed
about
up.
like right. So when he said it was a stalker baby mother, my first instinct was like the first thing I said was LOL, because I know so much about her from him,
Yeah.
and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, how? And then he said, my daughter. So I'm thinking, like, all the shit that you do for your daughter. He claimed the daughter don't want to be with the mother because she's this and that third. Like, they don't like to be with her. And she trade on you like that. You know what I'm saying? And drop the low. Like, that wasn't making sense. Like, they don't even,
Yeah.
like, if they don't never want to be around their mom, why would they drop the low on y'all on everything? That didn't make sense to me. So it's just like, we're boarding the plane. Like, be cool. What? Y'all boarding?
No, wait, what he
Yeah, so
said
we was in our seats.
on the plane.
Yes.
Okay, wait. So did he text you before? Wait, did y'all not see each other in the lobby?
No, so we're talking the entire day. We're talking the entire day. He's like, yeah, I just went to go pick up my little boy, da da da. And I'm doing all this running around. I'm like, so am I parking my car? I'm like, I don't want to leave my car in the middle of the in front of my house. I want to park somewhere. Like, I don't want to do that. So what should I do? He's like, well, it should be parking in the garage. I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. Like, you good. So I end up doing that, and we talked a good 4 to 5 times before I got to the airport.
Okay, so do you think at this time he knows his baby mama's coming?
I think I don't know. I guess now I would say, like, I don't know. I can't answer something I wasn't thinking about.
So, but you contemplate because like she has a ticket.
Well, she have a ticket, and supposedly she followed him. The stalker baby mama pops up. She's trying to take all my investments. She's trying to take everything. Just play it cool. And then eventually the text turned into, yo, this is my, like, the text, yo, this is my everything. So supposedly his phone died, and then he texted me from another phone and said, yo, this is my everything. So he didn't say she's my everything. He just said this is my everything. And I'm thinking, like, because you just said that she's trying to take all your investments, you basically saying, like, play it cool because she could take everything from you and this and the third. And then, like, before all of that, I was just like, well, if this is your baby mom, you need to like be a man and just tell her that you invited somebody else and she's actually busting up our party. Like as women, we should be able to like work that out. I told him that. You think he responded to that? Absolutely not. You wanna know why? Because she was indeed not the baby mother.
Yeah,
Now, had she
yeah,
was been the baby mother, the situation would have played out probably different. It might have would have been some scruffle, but like it wouldn't have been no. This is my girlfriend and we live together scruffle.
yeah, yeah. Because I think like baby mamas, they probably would still act the ass.
Yeah, they would because like you flew out somebody else and now she finna be around my kid, and if she followed you
Mm,
here, she was coming on BS anyway. So I was respecting the fact of play it cool because I didn't want to get into no scruffle in front of my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking I
yeah,
have my kid with me. I'm not finna, and then we at the airport. There is a such thing as no flight list. No, I'm not having it.
yeah.
So it wasn't that people trying to say like, oh, you was going along, you went along with it at first. No, y'all missing the point. I was going along with the fact that this girl could be very much if she stalked him all the way to the airport and got on a plane. And then when we was on the same plane, I went back there 3 times. I got up, went back there. She's sitting in a row completely by herself, and he's sitting with his kids, and his daughter is they was somewhere else. And she looked like she just panicked looking at his laptop the whole time. Like, girl, go to sleep. So I'm thinking she's watching him. So his story is at this. It's sounding true. It's looking
Mm.
true. I went back there 3 times. I went to the bathroom 3 times. And he had his son in his hand watching TV, and she's linked over watching their TV too. If you knew you was coming, why don't you have your own gadgets and gadgets and watching your phone and your TV
Is
and
he looking
relaxing?
up at you like when you walking by? Like,
He's not paying no attention to me because guess what? When he got off the plane, I waited for him as well. My seats was above. They was all the way in the back.
mm.
So um
He's like, "Welcome home, Daddy.
right?
Where we going?"
I just waited. I act like I was going through something in my son bag, and I was just waiting. Like I was listening to my intuition, like just wait and see how everything was, because I had to stay calm in the situation because now I'm in a situation,
Yeah.
and I'm doing everything that I can as far as like keeping cool or whatever. Like my face was so flushed, I was so red. I was trying to literally figure this out because this is weird to me. So I waited until he came out, but I'm not making it look obvious. And he get the buggy. I'm looking to see if he gonna look at me. Dude, he didn't like I'm a ghost. So I had let them go ahead and go, so I didn't look like I was following them. But of course, the daughters noticed that like I was behind them a lot or whatever. Cause like when it all came out, it was like you ain't noticed she was following us the whole time. Because I'm trying to
The
figure out like
kids
what's
was
going. Cause it
who's
was
this
because I'm
lady?
trying to figure out like what's going on, like like are you finna get us a rental, like how are we gonna get around, like what's going on, like what's about to happen.
Mhm.
And the communication just was not there. Like as a man, this is very poor job of trying to live 2 lives with 2 women, especially when you know we have no commitment with each other, so there was no need to lie to me. You've never mentioned you was in a relationship. There was no flags or red flags that I seen that he was in a relationship. I've definitely blocked him and stopped talking to him plenty of times because I know his record with being a liar, but all men lie. So women was trying to come at with me. They was trying to come at me with the, but you knew he was a liar and you said you didn't mess with them. But the same women that's saying that is probably dealing with lying ass men right now and taking them back right now. So how about I was blocking him and he was stalking me? How about that? Like
And so when you and the woman actually got to talk, but that wasn't at the
she
airport,
was
was
acting like she was trying to be my friend, and that's what I did not like when we got to the hotel, and that's why I got upset because like you was sitting up there trying to act like you a girl's girl, like you was trying to be my friend, and we was sitting there talking, and we was talking about so much, but it really came down to the point when she was just trying to put pieces of the story together and trying to figure out which girl was what he was with when we was doing this and doing that. Like she just trying to figure out which girl was I was because I feel like he do this all the time because like she made it very clear that she wasn't in love with him, that she has no kids by him, she has no soul ties. Like I feel like that was kind of a weird word to throw out there. I have no soul ties. I can move around whenever I want to. But I'm just not any old female that he's smashing. Like, I've been knowing him for a long time. So I guess like they got some type of history. But it's like, I'm not finna hold on to a piece of shit. I'm cool. Like, you can have it, baby. Like, I already told her. I'm just like, girl, he probably talking to a whole bunch of other bitches. So I don't know.
Yeah. What did you read her shirt?
Right?
I thought that was a coincidence.
I
But
thought
hey.
that was a coincidence as well. And then I thought it was too. And the color of the year is green.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh snaps, that's funny. So all right. So then let's get okay, so no okay, so I think your videos is out of order. I think I was the closest one to put them in order. Cause like the crash out came after, but everybody was showing the crash out before.
First, of course.
Yeah. So
they were showing us before everything.
Yeah. So I showed the actual part where y'all was like walking into the hotel. Well, see, this is why I don't get, because like y'all was actually talking, but then I don't. So
we talked after the video, the recording too, because she was close to me. So I was trying to record like, if she would have hit me, then I would have had that on camera. Because I didn't know like how crazy this baby mom was supposed to be. That's why I recorded in the first place. I'm not gonna get put on no flight list because of they walk up and they just see two girls scruff and they don't know what happened. That was gonna be my proof. So that was my thing.
So that first talk was at the airport.
The first two talks was at the airport, and the last two was at the hotel.
At the hotel. So when y'all was coming in the door, and that he didn't cancel your hotel room at that moment.
You know, me and her had a conversation when the cameras was off, and he was trying to get her to come on. Like, so every time I would stop recording, it's because I was showing her like proof or whatever. She was like, "Yeah, let me see. I want to see." So he had walked off and finally walked off. I guess they would go get the rental. Me and her, we went to the side and we sat down and we chopped it up at least for like a good 20-30 minutes. And I was letting her know, like, he sent me something saying that I got a room. Now, when you click on the link is just a link to book a room. It's not a link for the room. So I'm like, I'm not finna just hop in no Uber and go to this room just because he sent me a link and then I get there and it's a send off. So by the time we get done talking about everything and she's telling me like how she don't care about him, I'm finna leave in the morning, y'all can work it out. I'm good off him. Just overdoing it. She calls him and she say, get her Uber to go to the hotel. And she like, did you really get the hotel? And she like, yeah. He said he booked it. He said it's still there. So I'm not sure if they're playing a game with each other or what. Because when I get there, and I doubt if she knew it was the same hotel. Because when I got there and she saw me there, I feel like she was just as confused as me. So I get there in the hotel and I'm just like, can I get it's a reservation under da 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 or da da da. And she was just like, it was a man just came up in here like 15-30 minutes ago and canceled it. He said that y'all couldn't make it because of the weather. I'm like, that's not true. I'm just like, girl, and I just get to telling her the whole story. So now I'm panicking, and it's not because I don't have my own money, but I'm not like, I'm kind of like a spoiled. I kind of get what I want. Like, I don't have to like do all of that. Like, I never got flown out and I'm not being taken care of. And I'm not saying like I'm just supposed to lay on my back and not do anything, but like it's your treat. So it's like, so I'm kind of in a bratty, snotty mood at this moment. And I'm just thinking like, oh my God, like what am I finna do? I wasn't even thinking about my own money. I wasn't thinking about none of that, which I do have. So she just like, yeah, he came here, he couldn't even look me in the eyes, and he was just going on and on. And she said, I thought that was suspicious, and then he just walked off. She's like, girl, there they go right there. So then I walk in the back. My kid is sitting in the front with the clerk, so he didn't see any of this going on. Mind you, it's a really long hallway. So he probably heard the commotion, but he didn't see me going off. So I was trying to keep it cool, but like, yeah, I kind of lost my top because it was just weird. It's just like you basically trying to say, fuck me, like I did this, like I followed you. And she didn't even, and I had told him, like, I'm like, if you just introduce us and get it all together, like, you don't have to, your investment and whatever she trying to steal from you, you don't have to worry about that. I'll tell her I pay for my own shit and this, that, and the third. But when he tried to act like he didn't know me, and she was just like, yeah, but you flew all the way down here. I said, no, honey, he paid. Round trip.
Yeah.
Check that, clock that. She like, oh, so he paid? Yeah, he paid. So I'm pretty sure he probably told her the same story he told me. He told me you was a stalking baby mother that popped up, and then he told you, he told you that I was stalking him, that I followed him, and you believed it.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
So,
Limited.
a lot of people in the comments was like, you know, Shawty, you should have just played your part. You know, y'all could have had this.
Oh, them hoes is bored. I can say that.
They was just trolling.
Fucking bull. Yeah.
Because on the outside looking in, a person's looking at this and just being like, okay, the girl is confused. A lot of people are thinking that you know about the situation and he's trying to make a play to get both of y'all, you know, maybe in something. But then he's sitting over there quiet, and it's just like, a lot of people was like, man, dude, if he would have just said something, everybody could have just kind of commingled, and y'all ain't had to be friends, but y'all could have made the Disney trip.
We would have all went to Disney. We would have all had she been the baby mother though. It would have never worked because she was the girlfriend. It would have never worked anyway because of that. And because he's a liar. Like, he didn't even know how to be like, yeah, like, she a chick I deal with and cool, like, no disrespect, you know, I ain't even like that. I ain't know this was gonna happen like that. Like, he couldn't put on his big boy drawers and be like, I ain't even know this was gonna blow up like that. But he could have told this girl, like, I apologize to both of y'all. This is a little crazy in front of my kids. Like, he really could have did that, right or wrong. He really could have had apologized to everybody right there. And he would have really been a man of the motherfucking year. And that would have went viral as fucking, like, this whole situation would be totally different. Totally different. But he lied. And he said that he didn't know me. He told her he didn't know me. And then she was just like, oh, you don't know her? Well, let's go. Like, you don't even care. But you know it's true. And then, like, it just got weird. It just...
Yeah. That's crazy. You playing, boy? How old is he? How old are y'all? Like, y'all 30s, 20s?
They're in their late 30s. I'm in my early 20s. Well, mid.
Okay. Yeah. Too old to be playing those games, but never too old because niggas still play these games. I know I've been there. So, I ain't gonna always say I was always telling the truth. I be lying to these women too. I used to. I don't lie no more.
But is it really hard to just man up right in the midst of it though? Is it hard?
Yeah, you deny. Like, I don't know nothing. Who's that girl? She's a rapper. That's all I know.
He didn't even say that.
He didn't even say that. He just said, I don't even know.
I said, well, and see, here's the thing. I had left out, came back in, and left out, and came back in. I sat down, and nobody was in the baggage claim. I turn around, and they're wandering. I'm like, why are they still here? So I get up, and I just scroll on by. Nobody was in baggage claim. Nobody. And then he looked, and he was just like, don't do that. And I'm like, do what? I'm like, okay. So he really dropped the ball. I'm like, you just gonna, so I'm like, okay, so are you gonna just leave me and my kid here at the airport? Don't do that.
Yeah, if he had to, he should have just manned up. Like, he should have just faced the music and been, because it was already downhill. Like, nothing was about to go like he had originally planned on it. Well, I don't know what his original plan was.
Me neither.
Shit was all
over. I think he was gonna bounce room to room.
He didn't expect y'all
to collide.
Yeah. So the what's the lady, the person who takes the hotel reservation?
The clerk. I want to thank her, and like I was trying to tell everybody, if they could like get her to inbox me or something, I could pay her back for that day. She paid for that. She paid for that night. with her discount and everything. So I'm definitely willing to pay her for pulling back the whatever she paid for. And yeah, and but I paid for my remaining nights. I paid for my flights back home, and I paid
So
for
he
Ubers.
canceled your flight?
So she did.
Okay, because see, we was talking about
Cause
this.
we got into so we got into like we went from being cool to getting into it. And
Okay,
then by
stuff
the
we
I
ain't
didn't know they
see.
canceled my flight until the next morning because like she was texting me from 3 different phones. So we was like arguing, going back and forth, and I just felt like how we go from you trying to help me to you like basically being on his side when he put both of us in this situation. So that's what had
He
blew me
had
with
2
her.
babies on her, and she still. We gonna get to some more of this. So the concierge said they can cancel their flights because that's what she did to her husband. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
That was the funniest part. So I was like, she was funny. So
She was so cool. Like she was cool. So she was cool. Like everybody was making sure I was cool, and like I was good. Like it was men that was coming up in there. They was leaving their numbers at the front. They was like getting us breakfast. Like it was crazy. Like, but I'm like, no, I don't need no sympathy, y'all, or whatever the case is. But
how did the people how did all
it
these other
did
people
feel good.
know?
Cause she was telling them when they was walking up, like she knew a couple, like she when they was walking up and all the stuff was going on, she was telling a couple people whatever. Cause when I had asked them, I'm like, how did y'all know? Like she just kind of told us a little bit or whatever. But so it was to me, it was public, if that makes sense. Like I'm looking at it as everybody know, but everybody didn't know until I really posted it. But like in my eyes, it's like damn, everybody fucking know. Like people saying he bogus as hell for that. You should have hit his ass. I'm just like, nah.
All right, so then you go to your room, he go to his. You wake up in the morning, y'all go to breakfast.
I was standing out there to eat breakfast, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm finna order Uber Eats.
So you didn't run into her at breakfast? Did you? When
I
did
felt
you
like I
run into
was,
her?
and I ain't want to get into no fight. Like I was trying to actually avoid the fight and collide and stuff like that. I feel like I'm too demure for that.
Oh my God! Here you go with this.
I'm too fly. I'm just too fly for stuff like that.
I read a crazy definition of demure. I don't think you want to take that title right now.
I'm good. I'm good on it. I read it too. I read it too. It's crazy.
You read it too?
But no, I feel like I felt like I was too flat for the drama, and like this is not my main thing. Like I'm not in love with this cat. Like he's just another. He's average. Everything about him from head to toe is average to me. Like just average, and I'm not going on him. I could say worse things than average. Average is actually good for some people because they're okay with average, but he's average to me.
But people was saying
he's
like,
actually below average. I'm giving him.
Were you treating him like your boyfriend, or was you treating him like a trick?
I guess I was treating him like a trick. I would say that only because, like, no, I was treating him like a trick because only time I would answer my phone is if I felt like I need something or I want something. Like any other time he would call, if I felt like I'm good, I don't want to be bothered, or if I was like talking to somebody else on the phone, there was no more clicking over for him and hanging up on the other person. There was no more standing up on the phone with him, having him all in my business. There was no more none of that. Like we had that in the very beginning of our friendship when we was trying to get to know each other when he first
was y'all being intimate through this entire, regardless if he was paying or y'all was cool or not?
Yeah, we was cool. It was cool. But this was the only person that I was like, other guys probably would have came out and said something because it's so public. They would have been like, yo, dirty ass, she was fucking with me too. So even though he wasn't nothing dear to me, like I kept it P when it came down to like who I'm playing with like that. I don't be moving like that. You know.
Yeah, and see, because of course, I mean, that's why everybody's figuring like, okay, why would she take a trip to Disney with just a trick if you
Because
know
because I mean, like we could say trick, sponsor, friend, cat.
sponsor that was
We
your word.
yeah, sponsor. Like, and I did it like I said it like that because that was a classy way to say it. Like, let's be for real. Like, that was a classy way to say it rather than just saying like, oh, we're friends. I feel like putting friends was giving him too much of a like, but we was a like, cause he know things about my personal life when it come down to like stuff with my kid and my baby father. Like, he knows stuff that I've told no one. So I keep a minute. Like, I'm very private.
Yeah.
I dated different men and I don't bang all of them. But I'm not a girl that posts every man that I go on a date with. I don't do that. Like, you would never knew about him had I not did this. I'm very private.
All right, so did y'all any other altercation that we didn't see that like caused the friction that then happened back in Chicago?
Not necessarily. It was probably something prior, so they already had planned this. So when we was in the hotel, like I said, I had woke up to three messages from three different numbers saying that, oh honey, you and your son flights are canceled, find a way home. So it's like me and her was arguing, going back and forth, and like we was blocking each other and then texting from different phones to make sure like, oh yeah, you get I'm getting the last word, or you getting the last word, I'm getting the last word. So we was doing that. And I eventually just stopped texting because I'm just like, I'm tired, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to bed. I'm not gonna keep texting this girl. So she felt like she wanted to keep texting me. So I believe that that's why she texted my phone from three different numbers to let me know that our flights was canceled. So I woke up and saw that morning, and we got on great bullshit again. We started arguing or whatever, and then I felt like I didn't want to argue no more, and I was just like, I just feel like how the fuck you turn into why are we into it? I'm like, why are we into it? You was just trying to we was just on some cool shit, and how we get into it when he flew both of us out and stuff like that or whatever. And so it's like we was calming down, then we started laughing, and then she started to ask more information. So how did he used to come back to you when you used to block him? What did he used to say? And how did he used to come at you? It's like she wanted to know too
No.
much stuff that
She was
didn't
getting
matter.
that to talk shit to him. Like she was asking you that just so, oh, so you gonna beg for this bitch back? Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Mm,
She didn't really care about what you was going through. Like that's
yeah, it was given. She played. Yeah, she definitely tried to play in my face or whatever. She
I
did.
ain't gonna lie. After you said she wasn't a baby mama, because that's when you found out that she
I
wasn't a
was
baby
shocked.
mama.
I was shocked because
Yeah,
they look alike and stuff. Don't you know when people together for a long time they look alike?
yeah.
Yeah, it was given that.
Cause she raised them kids that he had on him. She told you all that in the airport too. Like he had these kids on me. Man, that shit was. I was like, golly. So now, okay, let's fast forward because
Right.
I don't want to hold you up too long. I know you busy
Mm.
dropping dope songs. I'm
Whatever.
gonna play that song at the end too
I
again.
just dropped the EP as well too before this. Like this was definitely not planned. This took the shine away from my EP. Summertime Hangovers. It's basically like a summertime drill mix. Like just have fun, have some drinks, and like just chill out and relax on some cool stuff. Like me.
I mean, but this it's supposed to happen. I mean, sometimes we don't know when God gonna put some mess in our life to bless us.
To see like how I handle it. I feel like I handle it pretty good. The only thing I would take back if I could was how I blew up and when I was at the same hotel. I wish I would have been, but see the thing is it's either one or the other. I'm not two. So if I was gonna be chill, I was gonna be chill. And I had already was keeping my cool. Like, I mean, when I say my cheeks was flushed, I was so hot. If it wasn't for my portable fan, I would have been in that bitch red, like red, super red, burning up.
Oh yeah, I dare
And
you to know.
like house that's how my emotions was showing in my face. Like if somebody asked me what was wrong, I'm tearing up. Like I was damn near tearing up when we was talking, and she was just like, "You really gonna do her like that, Demetria? She about to cry." And I'm just like, this hoe ain't finna see me cry. But it was more of like the emotional rather than it was like I'm sad and I'm hurt. It was like I can't believe this is happening.
Mm.
So
And we couldn't see you because of how you was recording.
yeah,
You didn't like too much show yourself, which
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you that was your own strategy. Maybe you was just so not in the moment because the camera was everywhere.
yeah.
And then, but then
Because
when you
it wasn't for posting purposes. I
yeah,
just posted it because I was bored.
you was hella bored.
I was hella bored.
That thing went viral. So
Hmm.
then you like when you lashed out, I think everybody understood where you was at. But most people was like, "Damn, you shouldn't have crashed out." But then a lot of people was just like, "Nah, if you in that situation, like you ready to knock somebody's head off because they flew you out, canceled your hotel, canceled your flight, wasn't trying to get you an Uber. What you supposed to do? Just sit there and, well, I guess I go buy my shit now. Like,
That is going out sad. Like that's pathetic.
yeah, it is. So, we're gonna get to the day when you got ambushed,
Hmm.
and I feel like you was just not you was trying to say what you was doing, but you wasn't trying to just like say where you at, what you doing. So you was just out and about,
Yeah,
and you think that these girls had been following you,
yeah. I think that they was like
because
on some surveillance.
you had been out several times to your vehicle and not felt a certain type of way about anything that's going to happen to you. So, um, what what are your thoughts? What is your thoughts after the fact of what you think happened and how they caught you where you was at?
I don't know. At first, I was thinking that that was them calling from the DCFS because somebody had called CPS on me. So at first,
That was them.
after the fact, I thought that that was them, but actually it wasn't because they just came to my place today and everything. And the good news is I have a good reputation with taking care of my kid and everything. So she was just like, this is definitely sounding like a false accusation. And she was so specific with details. And I know I'm jumping ahead, but when she was telling me about like what was said, I know exactly that it was because there was, like I said, I keep my business to a minimum. So I know who I told. I don't talk to nobody about nothing about me and my kid. I felt like he was a great father. So there's a thing that nobody knows that he knows. Only he knows. I put that on my dead grandmother and my grandfather. Only he knows. So the stuff that they told the DCFS people, did a giveaway. And I didn't give him my address. He doesn't have my exact address. I give him an address that's next door. And I just moved to the area. So it's not I don't have men running in and out of my place and nothing like that. So it was a dead giveaway. It was a dead giveaway that it was them.
Yeah. Damn. So, and he gave the address because I put that together. Like he
Yeah.
gave the address of the, and they probably was like trying to get a hold of you. Like we coming to your address at da da da. You like,
So they probably was following me all day, maybe from when I dropped my kid off up until I went over there. I came out to get my charger. Then I went back in. Then I came out to take the garbage out. Then I went back in. And then I went to Cane's, which is on over there on Oak Line. So, and I was in a car and I was in a drive through. I didn't get out. So either my car was spotted right there when I went over there. Like, oh, that's my car right there. But like, she don't know what my car looks like. Only he does. So I don't like. Yeah, she don't know. She don't know me unless She don't know me. Not that I know of.
man, women are some investigators. They'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah.
So when you was assaulted, because that's what it was.
Mhm.
Um, I heard you say, "Who are you?"
Mhm.
Was it not the girl from? There was two other random
They
women.
favor though. The one in the white shirt for sure. They definitely favor. They was the same skin tone. They was steady saying like open the phone, open the phone. So I'm thinking like they trying to record beating me up. Like, but why would somebody? I don't have beef with nobody. Why would y'all want to record beating me up? Right? Because I got videos online with other stuff. So people want to get their one back. Like, oh, you got video of embarrassing us when really, no, it's just a situation. It just happened. So now they trying to embarrass me by making it look like, oh, I got beat up. They probably was gonna expose certain stuff on my phone. They probably was gonna just delete all my social medias. Ain't no telling. But I ain't give up my code. I took,
Yeah.
I ain't give up my code. Nope. I don't know my code.
Yeah,
So
you
like,
was playing a dangerous game.
we gonna keep beating your ass till you give it a code. I'm like, oh well, I ain't giving it up.
But you was like, let me up. Why don't y'all let me up? And they was like, we're not gonna let you up. I'm like,
Yeah, I
man,
mean, I wanted to get my fair one.
yeah.
Who on the ground want to stay on the ground? Like, be for real.
I mean, I'm be rolling, trying to
Get
crawl,
up. Yeah.
trying to get up, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you just sitting on your back trying to defend you, like, hey.
So
I
yeah,
think
I mean,
that's kind of
I did do that. I was like, oh, this shit lame. But then
yeah,
I was actually like, while they was punching, I was just,
yeah.
blocking myself. So they couldn't really do too much.
Did you hear them running up? Like,
Hell
like
no! Like I can't.
it kind of happened quick. Like,
yes, like that part of it is like still like PTSD. I ain't gonna lie. Like that part of it, I've never got blindsided like that before. I've gotten jumped before, 1-on-1, and I gotten jumped more than I've had 1-on-1s. So I probably had a 1-on-1 motherfuckers try to jump in, but my people jump in too. So like I haven't done stuff like that in a very, very long time. Like I'm just mature, classy. I don't be around that type of drama anymore. Like this is the most drama I've ever been in a very long time, that it came down to I had to put my hands on somebody or somebody tried to put their hands on me. I don't really deal with things like that. Like I don't even get out of my character like that. So I didn't hear anything. All I know is I was opening my door and it was like crash, and it was like ugh, like it was a push. And then when I got kicked, I had let out a cause she like I guess I was trying to like breathe or whatever. But after that, I'm just like in my head, I'm thinking like this bitch then what the fuck? I'm like, damn, this bitch just caught up with me. I ain't gonna lie, like in my head, I'm thinking like, damn, this bitch just caught up with me. Like, oh, you raw, huh? So I look up and it ain't even her. I'm like, who the fuck? I'm thinking like, who the fuck is y'all? Cause I don't have beef with nobody. You know what I'm saying? They open the motherfucking phone, and all this goof ass shit or whatever the case is. I'm like, oh, that's what they on? And I say they because she called herself saying like she good off him, she not fucking with him. But she didn't leave, she stayed and they still together. So if it's her, it's him too. They both on the same time. And like I said, there's only certain stuff that a person that called DCF, called Child Protective Services on me, I promise you, no one knows that about me. We confided each other about our kids and everything. So he the only person that knows that type of personal business. Mm-hmm. And then to say she leaves her kid at home to sneak out and go sleep with this guy that like you, that was too specific. You gave yourself away. Like who told them to make the report and say that? You should have said she be partying or just weird. I drink 3 bottles of wine a day. Like just crazy.
So are you pressing charges? Are you letting it go?
That is definitely under investigation. It's definitely under investigation. I'm taking my hands off of everything. I don't have nothing to do with nothing. Because trying to run around and figure out who's doing what and what kind of games is being played, like it's gonna furthermore just dig a hole for the whole situation.
Yeah.
I'm laying low as much as I can on some cool shit just to see what's going on. But I know motherfuckers is heated pissed because it seemed like I'm the only person that didn't get affected in the situation because I'm not boohoo crying about it. And then I'm still dropping music. I'm still doing my life. I'm still going to float. Like my baby's still going to school. Like ain't shit changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
like, but I probably didn't stop their whole motherfucking world. But the thing is like this shit caught up because you didn't got the right person involved on some. I don't be in mess.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it sounds to me, from the whole story. Of course, I've been knew this that you were actually the victim. The baby mama was the victim, or the baby mama girlfriend, but
correction. Right.
but like it seems like she's putting up with the mess, and now, so when we talk
So
about
he will
women,
never feel like he wrong for this.
yeah, I bet they didn't jump on him for flying another girl out.
Absolutely not.
That's why we say that
She
women
didn't.
are
She didn't even. She
always,
didn't even ask him. Why would you really pay for a flight? Like, no, that wasn't even a question. She
yeah,
was surprised that you flew her out and you got her. The hotel was it for her, but she probably still wasn't even going to address that.
nah, nah. I don't think. I think it's too many women faulting. There's women that, man, whatever. Dudes be lying. Dudes don't tell the
And
truth.
women
I
put the
know this.
blame on each other rather than putting the heat on the man. And that is really the issue. And they wonder why it's garbage juice and all kind of carcass in the dating pool is because of what women allow for a little bag. Like if you hold yourself up to a higher standard, that might push that man to go get a bigger bag, or he can be able to provide for you and only you. Why do you feel like that you're not good enough to have your own man? You want to share him. But then on the other end, you got to think about it. If a girl is putting up with a guy that's doing him, she's obviously doing her as well. So it's probably not making no difference what he does. And then you have that. So because they probably have their own understanding, I'm still the victim because he got an understanding with her, but nigga, we ain't got no understanding. You ain't tell me you had a bitch and four other hoes. You ain't tell me that. And I ask you all the time what you got going on, who you been messing with, because when I be blocking him and I don't want him on my line, I definitely be like, I don't know where you been. I'm not on that with you. And I make him go get papers and everything. Like, I don't play that.
Yeah, well, it's good that y'all didn't actually. Well, at the hotel, y'all didn't have an altercation, because if she would have headbutted you, boy, she got a big dome, that thing would have knocked you out. No, I'm just saying.
She was
No,
definitely bigger than me while people were trying to say we was the same size. We probably was like in height, but like she was definitely like bigger than me.
I think she has a story to tell. I doubt she'd tell it because she's still with the guy. I believe,
Yeah.
that those are the type that. I mean, he had 2 kids on him. This can't be the the
Yeah.
last straw.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
story was crazy too. I'm like, he lied about the little baby and how the baby had came, and I'm like, I just stopped talking to him. And he lied about, and she told me the whole story. She's like, no, he actually knew about the little boy. The girl did not just pop up out of nowhere. She was telling me all his dirty laundry, all his dirty secrets. That was a lie. That I knew was a lie. She was confirming it that no, he lied to you. He knew about this baby. She's actually a friend of the family, and da 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 da. And yeah.
mm,
So she knows everything about him. Yeah.
I mean, they
So
was
she
six
keep her
years.
she keep her leverage. And
She said 6 years or something. They was together.
five, she said 5, 6, so
Five,
it's
6
probably
years.
yeah. hmm
Yeah, that's crazy. See,
She said she
fellas,
knew about me. She knew about me too. But why didn't you tell me about me?
how she know about you?
She said that she's like, when y'all was talking, when y'all was dating, I knew about you, but I wasn't living in the city. But I guess she was like, we didn't. So technically, they only been together for 2 years. But she been. I feel like she's saying on and off 5, 6 years. But they've been together for 2 years, and who knows how true that is, because like you're throwing all these numbers and years around, and you trying to make it seem like you just trying to make sure that I know that you're the main bitch. And there's no reason of trying to prove a point of you're being the main bitch when he has several women. So like, why do you even want to claim a position?
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck cutting their grass at this time of night, but I'm about to. They got their fans blowing. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, she was. She made it, but you know what? I think you figured it out. You know what I'm saying? You knew before this because you wasn't talking to him like that, but y'all
Mm-mm.
was you that was just the person you was dealing with, so it made it cool that y'all, as long as y'all dealing with each other, I think this wouldn't be out the ordinary to get flown out to Disney
Right.
World with
He
y'all.
buy my baby things, and he does things for him. Like he gave me money for his birthday, and like he was decent. He was just a cool. We didn't have no issues. There was no issue. There was none.
And all the time, this girl, you don't know that this girl is even over there.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Never knew about him.
Negroes ain't shit.
He's
But
he's a truck driver, and he stays so far, and he was in the process of moving, so that was an excuse of me not coming to the first house. But when he moved, it was like, damn, you stay so far. I'm not coming out there. I'm not driving all the way out there. I'm not doing that. So
yeah, a lot of people
yeah,
say you gotta watch them truck drivers too. They
yeah,
say they do
baby.
this all around.
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, when I was flying around, man, you know, I wasn't just being the nicest person out there.
Mm.
I was out there getting
I
it.
mean, the world is y'all's. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the world was cursed that after Adam and Eve bit the apple, that men are in control of women. That's in the Bible. Like God told Eve, for the rest of your life now, men run your life. So it's like that is one of the curses that men have, that you guys have to fight all the time when it comes down to being faithful to women. Like God give you men everything. Y'all have strength, power, wisdom. Y'all lead the family. Y'all are the pack of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all the head of the family. You know what I'm saying? Women, we're the backbone. We keeping shit together. And the only job that y'all have is to be a stand-up guy. Be a demure guy.
Man, now listen. So this word, I don't know where I seen some who started it, but y'all tripping with that word. I don't know, but y'all enjoy it. I don't know. Some people say like there was one person said something about how they was, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's for women though. Y'all go enjoy it. Just like the
It's funny. It's funny to me. It's funny because he always trying to
sprinkle
come up with stuff.
sprinkle.
Right? That's my girl. Don't do her.
Yeah. I
So that's
I
the reason.
understand it.
So that's the reason why I said sponsor, because she definitely gave me a different vocabulary. Because yeah, for sure. Mhm.
Mm, okay.
Like yeah, you gotta have some type of like, people take it how they take it. You know what I'm saying? I took it in
Yeah.
a way as like, I work hard, I take care of myself, I look good. Like when a man meet me, he's meeting me like this. He's not meeting me on my grandmother's couch. He's not meeting me on the bus or hopping Uber to Uber. He's not meeting me jobless. He's not meeting me, I don't know how to talk or carry myself. I've never been to fine restaurants. I don't have this, that, and the third. And I could just keep going on and on and on and on. I could. You're not meeting me with nothing. You're meeting me like this. So either you're going to upgrade me or upgrade me. Because it's like, you're not finna downgrade. You're not finna come in my life and drag me down. That wouldn't make sense. What am I doing here?
Hmm.
Like,
Absolutely. I get it. And I mean, you're a fly woman. You got your career going on. I'm pretty sure you got a few side hustles. Um, your TikTok. Y'all go follow her at Suraci. It's the same handle,
AK.
right?
It's
I mean,
AK.
AK. I don't know.
Yeah.
AK. I be thinking about academics. So like Big Act, she call herself Big Act, but you said Big AK and
Yeah, it's
something
big AK.
else, and I was like, oh, okay, Big AK.
Yeah, it's AK. I had let a couple people get away with that, but I'm like, it's AK.
AK.
Yeah, it's AK.
Well, thank you for correcting me.
No
Big
problem.
Act, standing up for her name as you should, as you
Yes.
should.
AK Suraci.
Man, y'all reach out to her, follow her social medias, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, Facebook. I don't know you on Facebook. That's old people, but
I'm on Facebook, but I just post stuff. I have went viral on there, so that's why I post on there now.
everything on my Facebook is whatever shared on my Instagram. I don't even get on Facebook. Every now and then I check it.
Right? It's just sit there. It's like tag now or whatever.
So, but yeah, man, thank you again for joining. And everyday people, man, it's your boy PJ. I'm checking out.
Thanks for having me.